Hey, all you PC builders, this is part 2 of So You Want to Build a Computer. And I already went through the case that you need, and next on the list is our motherboard. Now, what is a motherboard, you might ask? Well, you should probably fucking already know this if you even thought about building a computer, but in layman's terms, it is the engine. It's what you plug everything into. All of this shit right here, everything gets plugged into the motherboard. So the motherboard has to have the most power to give off to all its peripherals, and so the more shit that you want to add to it, you got to have a pretty sturdy motherboard, and they range in all sizes too. This component definitely determines the size of your case by far over everything else, because the motherboard is the biggest part. Now, I'm in Newegg right now, and you want to go to Computer Hardware and click on Motherboards. And here you have a bunch of different, a huge range of prices. So, which is the best for you? If you are the gaming type, then your motherboard will obviously be a little bit more expensive because it will have to have a lot more features such as PCI and multiple PCI Express inputs. And other than that, I mean, it all depends on how you want your computer run. There's two types. Two main companies build motherboards, and this is AMD and Intel. Now, if you want an AMD motherboard, you need an AMD CPU, which we will cover later. If you want an Intel, you need an Intel CPU. You can't mix and match. That doesn't work. Don't even try it. And what is also very important is the chipset within your motherboard. Now, personally, I like any motherboard with an NVIDIA chipset, because these seem to be the most produceful, if that's even a fucking word. It uses the most resources by using little power. So you don't need a huge PSU to power these. So another tip with Newegg is that you want to go to top sellers, no matter where you are, because these are the highest rating combined with the most selling. So you'll get a lot of comments. And please go through and read at least 10 comments, good and bad ratings, if you want to get a good feel. Now right here, for example, we have an Asus, the company that makes it, NVIDIA Enforce 590, which is the chipset, and the SLI, if it has that, that means you can use two graphics cards, because it has two PCI or PCI Express inputs. So make sure if you get a graphics card, it's not too big. My graphics card is way too big to fit two in the motherboard. And right here is all of the information you need to know. This is obviously an AMD. It supports Athlon dual-core processors, the FX processor, or just a single core. Or obviously there are the quad cores out there as well. It shows the standard built-in memory, which is DDR2. They've recently come out with DDR3, which I would recommend, but I mean, I have DDR2 and it's really no problem. Maximum memory supported. This is very important, depending on how fast you want your computer to run. It supports up to 8 gigabytes, which is pretty damn good. Which obviously means it has 4 slots to put your memory in, so you would have to buy 4 2-gig memory sticks. I have 4 gigs of RAM, so that means I have 4. Never mind. You know what I mean. Anyway, that is your motherboard, and let me take you to a quick picture to give you a quick overview. Alright, this is where your CPU goes, right in back of this bronze fan. You see the little square over to the right and to the bottom is your PCI and your PCI Express. So that's very good. And these are all your peripherals that are built into the motherboard, which this one looks like includes HDMI, your PS2 ports, your Ethernet, your 56K modem, and your USB ports with a few extras in there. Can't really see. And up on the way top and to the left is where your memory goes. And as you can see right here, it only has 2 slots of memory. So if you want to soup up your computer with RAM, then your sticks are going to have a lot of memory in each of them. I like the ones with 4 slots for your memory. So that is your memory overview, or your motherboard overview. And if you have any questions, please comment or send a message. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next segment, which is memory.